welcome to the landmark 40th episode of Liquor and Lyrics, the podcast that takes a weekly deep dive into a song from musical history that has either aged badly or aged terribly, or you just wouldn't get away with that sort of thing nowadays. And what we do is just have a few drinks and chat about it, and hilarity normally ensues. Yes, 40 episodes young, and with me, Nick, it is Britney, Madonna, Christina Aguilera, some other possible lesbians, but this man isn't pretending to like vagina. He actually really does. It's Dan. Hello, Dan.
Hello. Don't pigeonhole me.
I think you're pigeonholing them, if anything.
I don't. Speaking of things getting away with, I don't know. You've been getting away with saying that we do a deep dive every week.
It's a deeper dive than anyone else is doing. So
it's a deep dive, twisted and distorted into something horrible and terrible. Although actually, it's the songs that are not horrible and terrible. We're just bringing it to the surface.
Yeah, we're just showing people what they need to see.
There's been a few songs that we've made worse than they are, I think. But you know, that's what we're here for. Yes. I guess I do exclusively, not exclusively, but you know, like that. I was just talking about other women, other parts, but now it sounds like I'm talking about cock, doesn't it? When I'm saying I just don't want to be pigeonholed, it sounds now like I'm talking about I've dabbled in penis. Not true. That didn't sound believable, did it?
No.
Which is not true, Your Honour. No, nothing wrong with it. I don't want people to think I'm saying there's anything wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it.
Make sure it's legal.
Anyway, Nick, what song are we doing? What song are we doing?
Oh, I normally ask you this. What song are we doing, Dan?
We're doing a hip song for the kids, aren't we? For once, we've done some, but this is extremely relevant. I think this is our first same year song that we're covering. Same year release song.
God,
I think it is.
I feel quite young again.
Not just same year, but like 2 months ago, 3 months ago tomorrow, in fact.
It's probably in the charts as we speak.
Probably is, yeah. Yeah, relatively new artist as well. Charli XCX with Guess, featuring the one, the only, the superstar that is Billie Eilish. And to be fair, probably had a hand in it. What's his name? Fernando. What's he called?
Oh, well, you probably had a hand in it. I thought you were talking about like the lesbian subtext of the whole song.
People have talked. His
name,
Fergus Sharkey, whatever it's called. Phineas, that's it. Yeah.
Phineas Eilish.
Phineas Eilish, yeah. This is more a Charli XCX song, to be fair. Which for about 5 minutes earlier, I was sat here going Charli XCX, Charli XCX, Charli XCX, just to make sure that I didn't fuck it up. And she appeared I wrote it 3 times on a mirror, and now she's going to kill my firstborn child. So
now she's just following you around the house, asking what colour knickers you've got on.
Yeah, now she's going to lick the fanny of my firstborn daughter when she's age appropriate. So I bought that on myself, really. When she's age appropriate. Yeah, this is waiting. Yeah, go straight out. That'd be good. Yeah. That'd be bad. Yeah. Okay, taking a dark turn already. Oh, good on her. That's what I say. More to the women. You know, it'd be good if women can get to the point, because lesbians have been quite a repressed thing in society, and so it'd be good if lesbians can get to the point where they're sexually assaulting, because that's where the true progression lies. In men had so much free reign for years that we got to the point where we were just sexually assaulting. So if lesbians get there, it's mean they've been free for a long time. It's the true mark of a free and fair society. Is when a woman can be sexually assaulted by another woman. It's feminist. Is it feminist in a way? Would it be anti-woman for another woman to report a woman for sexually assaulting her, and it'd be like, oh, anti-feminist?
Oh.
It's a dilemma.
I mean, that's a hot potato I was not expecting us to be having to handle.
I know.
This evening.
It's not quite the Schrodinger's cat of our generation, but it could be.
It's not far off.
If you leave a lesbian with another woman in a box and she sexually assaults her, was it a sexually assault at all? Bodonger's pussy. That's what it could be.
Yeah.
Because they might use a strap on.
Yeah, they might.
It would be. Could a woman sexually assault a woman without a strap on? These are all big questions now. Although this is like it's gone from a pro lesbian argument to a very weird conversation all of a sudden.
This is why Ask Jeeves closed down, Dan. Because he was just putting questions like this. And it blew his tiny little mind.
Ah, bless him. He's still around, isn't he?
He's definitely an old nonce, isn't he?
Anyway, we are doing that song based off the waffle so far. Maybe it won't be as short as I thought, because I didn't realise until I sat down to do this about 2 hours ago that this song is mainly repeats of lyrics. So there's only about 11 lines in this song, but I think there's enough in those lines, really. Aww. Yeah. I feel like I have to contain you. We know what you're like. Contain you.
There's something about 2 women half your age talking about lesing up that really gets the juices flowing down.
Well, this has really been this has not been two middle-aged white dudes talking about women and not understanding sexuality, has it at all? I've been talking about them raping, and you've been talking about getting off on it. This has really been pro-woman. This is great. This is really this will really get the Trump voters listening. The incels. Yeah, we finally got them on. Although I always imagine that if we went big, we'd accidentally be like incel. Like I reckon we'd get the wrong audience, wouldn't we? But we'd be making shitloads of money, so we wouldn't know what to do. I know what we do.
You'd be the incels pin-up.
Yeah. I can already think of 5 of our listeners that are incels. So
6.
You know who you are.
I've got a bit of a nugget.
There's only
of
7 listeners.
Culture knowledge about Charli XCX. She used to go out with the singer from Royal Blood. Yeah.
So she's a new lesbian. Although there's no we don't allow labels anymore, do we? It's just a spectrum, and you just do it when you want it.
Whatever you want, you can have it.
Yeah.
We're here.
Yep. Whatever you want.
You tell us all about it.
Whatever you need. You look the fanny, suck the cock whenever you want.
But do you reckon they split up because every time he performed Cunnilingus on her, I bet he was shouting out the window for everyone to applaud for him, wasn't he? That was that was a niche joke, that was. So the people who get that will really get it.
Yeah, I get it, mate.
I know, that's the main thing.
Yeah,
right now. It would be really awkward if you didn't. Yeah.
I don't know, but he's a little monster in the sack.
Oh, God. If you can figure it out. Oh. And that's all the Royal Blood songs.
I've run out already. Just to have his little mate there behind him playing percussion.
Oh, God.
I reckon he's playing with the tits, because that's the equivalent of playing percussion in the sexual arena, isn't it? So I reckon he's playing with the tits.
I'll tell you what, Dan,
this has got really weird. This is the weirdest intro we've ever done.
We're about 10 minutes in, and we have done some wonderfully sensitive stuff. It's for you, Kamala.
Not the endorsement she asked for, but it's the one she's got.
All for you, baby.
Oh, dear. This is going out on election day as well. This is going out on Tuesday. Oh, God. Right, so should we have a listen to it to get out of this weird loop of sexual assault and young lesbian sex and the guy from Royal Blood having sex?
What a loop.
And his mates. What a loop. What a loop. What a loop. Play it again. What a loop. Right, let's listen to it.
Try it, bite it, lick it, spit it, pull it to the side and get all up in it. Where I'm posted, might remix it, eat it for lunch, it's so delicious. Don't have to guess the color of your underwear. Already know what you got going on down there. It's the lacy black pair with the little bows. The ones I picked out for you in Tokyo.
Yep. I like it. It's quite catchy, actually.
I would despise it usually, but I think there's enough in the lyrics to make me enjoy
You're just turned on by it. It's nothing to do with that. Yeah, there's nothing in the lyrics. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I actually think it's all right. I don't hate it as a song. Like usually when Billie Eilish is involved, it's passable, isn't it? She doesn't put a name on shit usually. Nope, nothing. Okay. So, shall we get
on my
into
shit? Put it on my chest. Is that what you're looking for?
This is such a 2024 song that two young women exploring sexuality and that being okay now, and no one moaning about it. And we've just turned it into a big white straight man fest of debauchery, haven't we? We just stamped ourselves all over it. But crucially, we're both left wing and we both like all of it. We're both fine with not like it. We're fine with all. I do quite like it. We're fine with all of it. We're fine with all of it. We have no issues with any of it. If anything, isn't it a true marker of a society that's accepted the world for two straight white men in their mid-30s to be able to openly talk about two young lesbian girls and not be repulsed but be aroused and able to say it in a public forum? There's your 2024. I flipped it. I think it worked. I think we got away with it. Do you want to talk about the drinks?
Yeah, let's talk about the drinks before I get thinking about them exposing each other's clitorati.
Oh,
because that's definitely
ruined it now. Horrible. I think I just about saved it, and now you ruined it again.
Let's in the talk about the drinks.
Alcohol.
Equivalent of a politician trying to win an election, a genuinely good guy making a decent speech and winning over the people, and then his brother's raped 5 women and ruined it all. You can't get in now. By association. Right, okay. I'm hoping that you brought something that repulsed me and excited me that I saw online that I thought, if you've seen this, you're going to have it. But then you don't do any research for it, so it was kind of pissing in the wind, really. But I
don't think I have. I'm beginning because as we record this, it's the 31st. It's the final day of October. It's the.
It is, yeah.
something to do
Halloween,
with
happy Halloween.
moons and Halloween. Is that a thing we say now? We don't say.
We
happy
could have done
Halloween.
we should have done a scary song, shouldn't we? We should have done like the Monster Mash or something. We're talking about monsters mashing themselves.
Oh,
And then we could have brought in we could have had a conversation about Hitler and other monsters, wanking. We missed out on that now. Maybe next year.
God, yeah, I think I'm not sure. So with it being with November like fast approaching,
Look forward to that, everyone.
I'm starting having like a little Christmas countdown. So I'm basically doing this in a football sense. This is very much pre-season. I am getting some match experience in with the sort of things I'm going to be drinking around Christmas time. And I'm going to make a list based on how it all goes. I'm going to do a spreadsheet and everything.
Yeah, see what's naughty and what's nice.
Start with the Baileys.
He's making a list. He's checking it twice. He's going to find out who's naughty or nice. He's a seasonal alcoholic.
Seasonal.
I've been generous.
Yeah, so it's Baileys. It's your classic Irish cream taste.
Baileys.
Just go for a normal Baileys. I'm going to have a hazelnut one at some point in the next few weeks. So I'll let you know how that goes.
Well, the drink that I was talking about, by the way, which I couldn't bring myself to do, but I was Googling, I can put guest cocktails, because getting cocktail dresses from that website, Guess, sorry. But I've typed in Billie Eilish cocktails, Charli XCX cocktails. The Billie Eilish cocktail, in celebration of her hair, was half a can of Monster and half a pint of Guinness mixed together in a pint glass. And I nearly threw up no, I knew you'd do it. You would have done it if I'd said it.
Someone told me about this the other day. I didn't realise it was in honour of her. But I've been discussing Guinness shandies quite a lot recently. Because that's the type of scintillating conversation I've... But Billie Eilish does scream Monster.
You are about 55. I think it sounds disgusting. Would you actually go on that?
I'd try it.
Maybe we'll do a Billie...
energy drinks, so.
This isn't technically a Billie Eilish song, so maybe we'll find a Billie Eilish song. I went with Charli XCX's Elderflower Martini, vodka, elderflower liqueur, and sweet and sour mix, which I've fruited together myself using things out of the cupboard that are sweet and sour. And I have to say, it is lovely. I like a bit of it. Do you like elderflower?
I was quite late to it, but...
What's confusing is I don't like perfumey food. So if like I don't like Thai food because it's got a perfume to it, and I hate stuff like that. But for some reason, elderflower gets a pass. I don't know why. Yeah, it's nice. So obviously, you can have that martini with gin or vodka. I went for the vodka because I don't like gin, but do what you will. I'll put both in, really, if you want.
That's what I do.
Yep. There we go. So you went with the Baileys, and I went with the elderflower martini. You got some information on this chart hit? Guess is a song by British singer Charli XCX taken from Brat, and it's the same, but there's three more songs, so it's not. The deluxe edition of her 6th studio album, Brat. Okay, so yeah, there you go. That was the deluxe version, Brat, and it's the same, but there's 3 more songs, so it's not. I quite like that, actually. A remix version featuring American singer Billie Eilish was released on 1st of August 2024. This is that thing of raising... Do you remember this was something that they did with... Was it Despacito? They re-released it with, Justin Bieber, I think by association they can get more sales if Billie Eilish features in it, probably.
Charli XCX has done it with that whole Brat album. She's done, so Julian Casablancas is on one of them as well. There's some like big names that she's roped into doing it. Pretty cool. It's a pretty cool way of making double the money from your album, but also actually producing some new art. Fair play to her.
Yeah, I don't mind it. From what I've heard, she's all right, to be fair.
Really, but yeah, good on her.
So the song interpolates the Daft Punk song Technologic. So you go, they've interpoled that.
That's what I knew.
They've brought it in and sucked it out. And I'm not talking about what they do in the lyrics. Released alongside a music video from which 10,000 pairs of underwear were donated to support the girls. Bet you'd wish you'd get your hands on them before. The remix marks the first studio collaboration by Eilish in several years and was the 4th remix from Brat. Guess received positive reviews from critics and entered the top of the UK singles chart and at number 12 on the Billboard Hot 100. It also topped the Billboard Hot Dance Electronic Songs chart, as well as charts in Australia, Ireland, Lithuania, and New Zealand, and peaked in the top 10 of the charts in Canada, Norway, and Sweden. The song became Charli's first UK number one as a solo artist. So we're doing a UK number one song currently in the last few months. We're hitting the zeitgeist, Nick, finally. And this will be the one, this will be the episode where we hit the mainstream and loads of people listen just because of what it is. Young people, and they'll hear us being two disgusting cunts at the start.
Oh, God, they're out already.
We're not here for them, are we? Or they might stay.
No.
We might, win some hearts and minds.
Into our whimsy, our peculiar brand of whimsy. They'll be up for that.
Yes. Maybe they'll be fascinated by it. Or we'll be plastered all over TikTok as just vile men, and the outcasts would come crawling to our podcast and be like, oh, if they're going to drag them out. The incels again, yeah. Yeah, that's just what we've got, Nick. We've got the school shooters, We're the ones that listen
to the incel thing.
Yeah, we're the ones that they listen to just before they go shoot up a school, and we should accept that. That's who we are, yeah.
Well, I've done a fair bit of shooting of my own around schools.
If we haven't lost, then we have now.
Please like, rate, review, and follow to help push us up the charts. Get in touch with us at any of the links in the episode description, or email liquorandlyrics@gmail.com.
The opening line of this one is, ugh. That's, ugh. But they don't do that. I think they go like, huh.
No, they do it a lot
like,
nicer.
Huh, huh, huh. Well, I'm not a 22-year-old girl.
It's the worst thing about you.
Yeah, you're always saying that. Perhaps sexual, maybe. Perhaps not. I don't know.
I'd say most likely yes.
I mean, you wouldn't want anyone to make the noise I just made, but the noise they make, their version of it, you could make sexually. You wouldn't want to be fucking a woman and she goes,
come to work.
Well, so could I. I'm talking about normal people, not us. When I make these, when I make these observations about what people want and do, it's not us. Because we're like
qualified.
Yeah, although I reckon most of our listeners are like us, so that's a shame. You want to guess the colour of my underwear?
Oh, no, we'll do them.
Oh, go on. What do you think? What colour do you think my underwear is?
I
currently?
think...
I'll be surprised if you get it.
Yeah. Oh, I was going to say I think you're a black man, but that was the wrong phrase. I
wish.
Are we going pink?
In a way, because it's flesh coloured, because I'm not wearing any.
Oh, there we go.
Because if you recall, during the lockdown, I started not wearing underwear, and I persisted with that. Apart from when I go out in public, I put underwear on there. And I'm not a savage. Yeah. But when I'm around the house, or if people are coming around to the flat house, obviously. But if it's just me and my girlfriend in the house, no underwear. It's very freeing. I like it. No restrictions.
Well,
now I resent having to put it on when I have to go out. I'm like, ugh.
Oh yeah,
comfortable, yeah. But I don't want to wear. I don't want to wear jeans without any underwear on. That's just
no. Made that mistake.
No. Especially in my situation, no protection is there.
Yeah, I was going to say
even worse
in your condition.
In my condition, it's even worse. So let people figure that one out on their own, shall we? So let me guess yours then. I reckon you're a grey man. I reckon you've got grey underwear on.
No, I know you'd think it'd fit my personality, wouldn't you? But no, I don't.
I wear grey and black.
I have one grey pair, but normally dark colour. I've got some jazzier colours as well. And yes, it is a jazzier pair of colours tonight.
I have a pink pair in the drawer, but they came into my possession when we moved. Well, before we lived here, it was lockdown, and we were staying with my in-laws during the lockdown. And I think in the wash, my father-in-law's boxer shorts made its way, so I've just got them in the drawer. So yeah.
So you just wear them for special role play occasions?
It's too awkward to return. I don't want to put them on. Yeah. Very special. But just for me in my head, she doesn't know. But yeah. So what colour are you wearing? Sorry, just gonna note down for my files.
I am a bit of red and white.
Yeah, I don't need to... Oh, like a candy strip, like a nurse from the 60s.
Very much like a nurse from the 60s, yeah.
Is that one of the uniforms of the women that you killed?
Yeah.
Near the hospital again, yeah. And you did date a nurse, so... Do you care to guess the colour of Charli's? She's put it out there. What colour do you think she generally wears on a day-to-day basis?
You think black?
That was a thinking, not a... No, that sounded wrong, didn't it? But I actually just meant it as a yeah. Yeah. I don't want this to turn into two white blokes again, just talking about a young girl's underwear. But she's put it out there in the world, hasn't she? Why would I have the answer?
Oh, I thought you when you said like it's out there, I thought you meant that she'd actually been asked in an interview by some creepy
No, I mean she's
interviewer.
put the question out there, so it's not weird for us to.
Yeah. Okay. So we
Yeah.
don't know the answer. So now I feel like I've
If
got
I
a
was,
song in
if
my
I was,
head and
if
it
you're
won't
asking me,
go.
if you're asking me to guess, I reckon those pairs that don't go all the way over your ass, they just go about halfway down,
We're
and they're
going for a specific
pink and a
cut, are
bit
we?
frilly. That's what I, that's what I imagine. Yeah,
It's not imagining any of it.
just passing through my mind for the purposes of the podcast.
Yeah.
There's nothing being stored there.
Yeah.
Nothing
Yeah.
being stored there at all. You know what? You know what it is though. You see, this is a woman speaking to another woman who's they're being sexy with, and it's all very, very.
Good when
And
women are
I,
sexy with each other.
yeah, but the thing is, when a woman says that to a man or a woman, it's considered pretty hot. But if you flip it, if that was a man going to a woman, you want to guess the colour of my underwear? Very different. Very
Oh,
different.
and see, there's a
We just
brown
can't-
stripe on them. You mess.
And straight men have nothing but themselves to blame for the fact that we can't do anything because we fully deserve it. Because if we've been so naughty, and that's underplaying it as a word, in the sexual arena, that that we can't say anything now that's remotely sexual because it isn't James Bond going. James Bond's part of the problem as well because of all the things he did. But he's like, you want to guess the colour of my underwear, Octopussy? But no, but instead it's this. It's, do you want to guess the colour of my underwear? That's what it's become now. So from the 60s to now, it went from suave for a man to be a bit flirty and a bit coy to being absolutely downright vile when a straight man is to ask a woman. Also, if you want to see his colour, no one wants to know anything about men's underwear, I don't think, do they?
No. I don't think it's being naughty in the sexual arena that has held men back. I think it's more not
I
having
think it
tickets
is,
to the
Nick.
sexual arena and still attending anyway. I think that's
Yes,
part of the
yes.
issue.
I think that is the main issue. Yes, that's what I was putting under the umbrella of naughty.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. Very naughty. All right, I'll put a very on it if you're making me. Very naughty.
it helps, yeah.
Downright bloody bastards. Is that what you want? We've even just on the sly been, you know, what this is what we do. We have the potential to be invited into the arena, and then when it's very politely, when you're very politely told that you're not invited in the arena, you then keep forcing the situation until you are eventually reluctantly let into the arena. That's also something that got us all in trouble, isn't it? So yeah, we've been very we've got into that arena in very rarely do we just buy a ticket. Although that's another thing that's got us in trouble is buying a ticket into the arena. There's probably too much of that going around as well. So basically, the only way a straight man can legitimately have a sexual encounter is if a woman gives him a ticket to the arena and says, "Please come in. I'd very much like you to be there for this performance." Yeah.
When they do, it's great, isn't it?
But if halfway through that they go, actually, I've decided I don't want you there in that performance, then things get very nasty and we refuse to leave. So
Did not like the look of the support act.
I think this is the greatest metaphor we've ever done. I just want to keep exploring how many different ways this. Oh, men have used their position of power to gain entry to the arena as well. That's another naughty thing that we've done historically.
Yep.
And very much so. Men have not gone into the arena, but have decided to briefly show themselves to the arena and then run off. That's another naughty one. Yeah.
Some men are granted access to the arena through the main doors and then choose to use that to allow them to enter through the back door.
the back doors,
tradesman's entrance.
Yes, despite not having any goods to provide. Some men very naughtily have gone to arenas that shouldn't be open yet. That's another thing that's terrible that we've done. Or gained leak footage from inside that arena that they shouldn't have. Let's see, BBC News readers. What else have men done?
Let me just have a look at my court reports.
It's funny because you were the first person that Playboy actually tried to buy the transcripts of your court reports. Is that even a magazine anymore? I don't know. Those magazines exist. I'm living in the past.
Well, he's been like buried. Hasn't he been like buried in the? Oh no, there was a big trunk of stuff in the Playboy mansion that when he died, he said, "Right, go and bury this in the sea." And it was basically like blackmail material and stuff that he's collected over like 50 years.
Yeah, I'd have kept it if I was his son though, and just kept the ball rolling. You know,
I
which he probably did. To be fair, I was surprised that it wasn't contractually obliged for all 10 of the Playboy women to be buried alive with him, because that's the vibe I was getting from that situation. I mean, they were basically doing that anyway, weren't they? When he was still alive,
They'll be used to his
sleeping with yeah, sleeping. Yeah. Anything else with the arena before we move on?
Do you reckon when Hugh Hefner died, I bet they couldn't like shut the coffin lid, could they? Like stalk on hanging out. Have to be open casket, guys. I'm afraid.
He had to have it taken off and put in his hand like a pharaoh from ancient times. I think Hugh Hefner was probably one of the worst perpetrators of that particular arena in the antics that went in there. Probably,
he built his own arena.
He got away with it. He just built his own arena and did what he wanted in it, which is the law couldn't touch him in a way. So there you go. There you go. Okay, there we go. I think we've milked that one. Got that out of our systems. Hopefully, men have too everywhere. I hope for a better world.
Don't be dicks, guys.
Said we who were guessing a young girl's underwear about 10 minutes ago. But in our defence, she posed the question publicly, so you know.
She wants it to be answered.
Although she was asking Billie Eilish specifically, I suppose, not us. But hey, there's no specification
Billie
of
Eilish
that.
probably wears. I imagine Billie Eilish.
In fact,
wears,
this
like,
remix.
boxers.
This was a remix for Billie Eilish, so the original song. Who knows who she's talking to? She could have been talking to any one of us.
And that is what I will take to bed with me.
There you go. Go listen to the original, not the one with Billie Eilish, and you can pretend it's you. The next line is, "You want to know what I got going on down there?" Interesting proposition.
I think I know.
Depends what you mean by that, I guess. Because like, if it's venereal disease, yeah, I don't really.
Yeah.
I'm all right.
Yeah.
I'm all right, thanks.
Yeah.
Going on down there, I guess. If a woman asks you that, you'd probably 9 times out of 10 say yes, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
If you're a lesbian or a straight man.
I wouldn't want to answer just in case I got it wrong.
Do you know what has always struck me? That on paper, right, because of the societal misconceptions, straight men and lesbians are mortal enemies, because straight men feel like lesbians are somehow on their turf, which is a bit of a misconception. There's this sort of myth that lesbians hate straight men and straight men hate lesbians, and I'm sure there are some, plenty, but for the general most of us, that's not the case, obviously. But here, on paper, that's the case. But if you think about it, straight men and lesbians have actually got the most in common of any group. Yeah. Because we both like exactly the same thing.
They've been in some of my favourite films, so I won't be taking that away from them.
Yeah, I don't think there's any sexual group that I don't like, to be fair. It's making it sound like I'm sort of favouring them over others, but I think lesbians, yeah, they seem alright.
As long as you're happy and being yourself and you're not hurting anyone else, that's all you can ask for.
And here's the thing, for guys that are like, oh, well, yeah, but they're doing, you know, what we do, but I think a lot of guys are made insecure because they know the woman can do it better, right? Yeah,
they know the cheat codes.
She can, but it's about finding a woman that doesn't want that, because I know that a gay man would probably suck my dick the best it's ever been bloody sucked to high heaven. But I don't want him to. That's the problem, you see? Whereas
you made that clear.
So you know, women aren't going. There aren't women going. This is a man thing. There aren't women going. Oh, we hate gay men because they're sucking our boyfriend's dicks better than we would. It's like, well, you just don't go out with a gay man as your first hurdle sorted. And then same with men. Don't date a woman that wants to have sex with another woman. Or if she does want to have sex with another woman, she wants to have sex with another woman consensually on your time. Don't be insecure, fellas.
Out for a minute then.
I think at this point we've lost the incels, because I've kind of made all the points against what they... So now we got no one left. We've lost the although we got back. No, we got back the modern people though that are going, yeah, of course you shouldn't hate lesbians and men shouldn't be threatened by them. Of course they can. Yes, a woman can probably lick a fanny better than a straight man can. It's her equipment. She knows what she's doing with it. That's why anyone worth his salt takes instruction.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Feedback forms, people. Feedback forms.
And if you somehow feel too insecure to take instruction, then just fuck off. I'm not interested.
Oh, Jesus Christ. This
has gone very pro-woman, this, isn't it? This is really... this has won everyone back. We lost the incels and we've got the mainstream. This is what we want. We don't really want the school shooters. I mean, we'll take them if we can get them, but, you know, probably not.
At least if they listen to this, then they're not like...
They're a last resort.
Rifle.
Oh. The gay man can polish better, as previously established. And most of them are in the closet anyway. So, there we go. Definitely lost them now. So yeah, do you want to know what's going on down there is where that all started? I can't tell if that was empowering or offensive. I think for once it was empowering and not offensive, that I think I made valid points that were pro women and pro LGBTQ plus. People get annoyed now because I've missed one out. Probably. I don't. I just.
You've
I'm
missed
just.
several letters
I'm
out
just.
of that.
I'm too. Well, what is it? I'm too. I respect it all, but I'm too old to remember it. I didn't grow up with it, did I? I didn't grow up hearing it every day. Give me some slack.
No.
But I can be absolutely 100% with every sexual orientation out there, but sometimes forget a couple of letters off it because I just can't remember. That's okay. What do you want? Do you want me to forget the letters and hate them? What do you want from me? Jesus, man. Jesus.
You arguing with non-existent people after having gone on.
They exist, Nick. They exist. I'm just saying that I think that was a high point of this podcast. A listener of this podcast called me woke once, which I found bizarre at the time. I think a lot of people that listen to this wouldn't consider me to be woke with some of the vile stuff that I've said. But I think now they'll be really annoyed about me being woke after that, won't they? So there you go. And I hate the term woke, so I'm glad if you don't like it. If you're using the word woke, you probably don't understand what it means. So, yeah, let's move on from what you're going on. Want to know what's going on down there? Unless you have anything to add on what she might have going on down there.
I'm just imagining she's gone for like a checkup, genitourinary medicine clinic, and she's just walked in and gone, "You want to guess the colour of my underwear?" She's like, "No, just strip to the waist and get up onto the bed." It's like, "You want to know what I've got going on down?" "Yes, I do. That's why you called for the appointment." I'm gonna give you a
we need to sort it out soon before it spreads. Is it pretty in pink or all see-through? So she's still talking about the underwear here, not to vagina, which I assume she'd moved on to.
Yeah,
right, okay, because if it was see-through, I'd be really concerned if the vagina was see-through.
No, it's space age.
Space age vagina.
Vaginas.
Sounds like a Jamiroquai album. Yeah, you probably wouldn't want to see through it, really, would you? Because what's behind it isn't necessarily really appealing. Like much of the human body, what's on the inside isn't very nice to look at.
No. That's why people don't like it when I come up to them and show them pictures of people who've jumped out of the Twin Towers on 9/11. They just don't like it because they don't want to see what's inside. Women say they care,
especially
about what's
on
inside. Dates. Yeah, women say they care about what's on the inside, but I show them pictures, my special interest pictures, and they're just not interested whatsoever.
I think it's the fact that you're already penetrated them when you pull the pictures out that causes the most issue. You know, if that's the only way you can come, Nick, then we should all respect it.
Thank you. Not the only way.
Good. Not the only way. I mean, you prefer the live footage of the actual rather than pictures.
Oh yeah, preferably, yeah. But sometimes it buffers. Yeah. Sometimes I'm sleeping with a selection of women who've got bad Wi-Fi. Not a euphemism.
That's what happens when you shag 75-year-olds. Yes, they usually are a bit whiffy, aren't they? So we do get an answer to the question about the underwear because it's either pink or see-through.
Either two. That's the only two types of underwear that there are, and one of those doesn't exist.
And ironically, I'm wearing the see-through one technically.
Yeah,
couldn't prove it. I could be like a mime and take it off, and you couldn't go. There's nothing there, and I go, how do you know?
Camouflage.
Camouflage, yeah. That's why I do most of my sexual assaults on pink sand. So, is there such a thing as pink? I think there is. I haven't made that up. There's a thing as pink sand, isn't there? Or am I thinking of Himalayan salt? I'm doing most of my sexual assaults in Himalayan salt factories.
Himalayan
warehouses.
Sexual salt.
No, that makes it sound like I'm sexually assaulting Himalayan women, Nick. But I'm sexually assaulting British women on Himalayan salt. Well, really undone a lot of the good work that I did a moment ago, haven't I already?
As clarifications go. We're nice in person.
Yes, we are. We don't do any of this in real life, obviously. I'm nicer than you. And I've got the girlfriend to prove it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah,
fair.
Yeah. There you go. She's my canary in the mine of women hating me. So, is it showing off my brand new lower back tattoo?
Well, that's right. That's not.
What's it got to do with the underwear?
Because it's showing that off.
Oh, yeah, but is she talking about the underwear I was talking about, where it goes just over half the arse? Because that hangs a bit lower on the old buttock, doesn't it?
But
it's not the old paprika knickers time.
No, thankfully.
Thankfully.
I'll never have to hear that again.
But yeah, I know what you mean. It's not really the underwear isn't helping show off a tattoo on your lower back, is it? Really, it's just there still. Yeah. What do you think it is? What tattoo do you think she's got on her lower back?
A bullseye on a dartboard because she's a really big fan of the 80s and 90s TV quiz show Bullseye. She loves Jim Bowen.
When you said really big fan, I assumed that sentence was ending much sooner than it did. Is she actually called Charlie? Is she called Charlotte or something? Or is that just a stage name?
Her name is Charlotte Emma Aitchison.
Charlie XCX. There you go.
She's engaged to the drummer from the 1975.
I thought she was a lesbian. I've been defending lesbians in the whole episode for no reason. I thought her and Billie Eilish were sleeping together. Maybe they did at some point.
There's rumours that people have open relationships and shit, don't they? People do all sorts.
Yeah, thruples and all that stuff. Yeah. Would
Imagine
you do that?
Two people instead of one.
If you had a partner and they said, "I want to be in a thruple,"
If it was with another woman.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that. Yeah, not even a bloke. No. Or if he was a really good-looking man, and you kind of appreciated it in a way. I don't think there's enough. Like looking at a piece of art, you know.
Yeah, but someone better looking than me. You might find having better sex than I have.
Well, she deserves it, Nick. If she's willing to sleep with you, then give her something good to have as well.
Yeah, but can't she just keep it quiet behind my back like every other woman does? Don't tell me. Don't have to rub my nose in it.
Yeah.
Well, I do rub my nose in it, but not when he's been up there. Not a full wash.
Fabian. What lower back tattoo would you get to entice a woman if you were in her shoes?
Well, they're not going to be seeing that part of me, are they? They're not.
Why not? Do you refuse to get out of the bed naked and walk around the room?
No, but I've already enticed them.
Do you throw your clothes back on in the bed? Or do you just like pull your penis out for your fly and stay fully dressed?
I mean, yes. Obviously.
I guess you have to in a dark alley on a stormy night, don't you? Really, you got to get out of there quickly. You can't be
getting cold.
Imagine a rapist taking his clothes off fully that way and then getting dressed afterwards. Just doesn't give a shit.
Folding
doesn't give a shit. I know the response time. 999. It's not going to get her in time. And and then he hears the sound. And he goes, "Oh shit! I forgot that Labour had funded the services again. Shit." I forgot I could only rape for half an hour in a Tory government. I apologise.
Or an hour if you become a member of the actual government. But to answer your question anyway, I don't think there's any tattoo I could get because even though if she's seen the lower back tattoo for the first time when I'm getting up out of the bed having filled her up, so to speak, then there's no need for me to entice her with a. I'll probably have the tattoo on my head, if anything, on my forehead.
You could tattoo insert finger here for more pleasure, because that sort of gets you going again, doesn't it?
Yeah. But it's still not close enough to where the
insert finger here to refill tank. I guess.
Quite wordy.
That is just a 5-page instruction manual.
It's all a bit cumbersome.
You'll come up here some. So yeah, I don't know. You could get some kind of tall related one because you're a bit of a beanpole.
Yeah,
you could get yeah.
I could get like you must be this tall to go on this ride.
Yeah, that'd be good. There you go. Yeah.
That won't come across as creepy at all. Getting that out in Wetherspoons.
Right, yeah. When your t-shirt blows up in the wind in a schoolyard. Actually, that would mean that they couldn't they? So there you go. But then what if you have the chance to have sex with a I don't know what the political term is.
Dwarf.
I don't know what is that the correct? Is dwarf's quite rare, really? That's the one they went for. I wouldn't have gone for that one because that's got connotations of Snow White and all that, hasn't it, in Disney? So I wouldn't have.
It's definitely not midgets. They've moved on from
No,
midgets.
it's definitely not
give
that.
It 10 years and they'll realise that dwarves isn't the right word.
Well, why don't they just go with what everyone else goes and go with people small. People of small.
Yeah.
If dwarf's the one they went for, then fair play. I wouldn't have gone for it, but not my area, is it? Yeah. What if you have the chance to sleep with one and then she sees that and she's not tight enough and she gets really annoyed by it? And you go, "Do you think that's funny, dude? Do you think that's funny?" And then walks out and you go, "I didn't get to have that fetish."
Sorry, did you just say she's not tight enough?
Tall enough because of the.
We'll have to look
she'd
back.
Did my mind wander?
We need VAR here.
Here we go. Nick, you ready for this one? You ready for this one? You want to put them in your mouth and pull them all down south.
Good rhyme. Good rhyme.
Like birds heading south for the winter.
Yeah, I don't just head south for the winter, baby. I'm heading south all 12 months of the year.
I think it's better to head south in the winter because it's quite chilly. You don't have to put the heating on because you'll be under the covers. Whereas in the summer, it can get quite hotly intense.
It's clammy.
Yeah.
Quite clammy, man, anyway, at the best of times.
You can be happy to stay down there in the winter because it's nice and snug and warm. got a mug of cocoa next to you. A spit jar as well, because you don't want to go straight from that to that, you know. Yeah.
Keeps things exciting. Bit of mingy cocoa.
I often think that eating a peach or a plum is pretty much the same experience, because you kind of have to do that thing where you grab something and across afterwards, don't you? Usually a sheet. Not when I'm eating a plum or a peach. That's normally just a piece of kitchen roll or something. But usually I don't take a kitchen roll with me into the bedroom. So
I'm imagining now, you eating a plum and then just wiping your dick on the curtains, having got it all mixed
eating it with a plum. I can tell you that. With a plum. I got a special hanky for it. Fanny hanky. Fanny juice by Ribena. Didn't take off. So what do you think about that? You want to put them in your mouth and pull them all down south? But that's she's putting the underwear in. We've got it wrong there, really, because she's putting the underwear in her mouth and she's pulling it down south. So she's revealing what lies beneath.
Like a dog in an old cartoon who's nicked like a string of sausages from the butcher.
I think, because we had this discussion in another song, didn't we? The logistics of having sex with a woman with no... I can't remember what it was, but it was like having your arms tied behind your back or something like that. And we were talking about pulling down the underwear of your teeth, and actually, unless it's very loose fitting, it's really, you're going to have to like go round it with your
hand. Stop doing that face while you don't.
You have to bite it and then make your way around it when you're eating what's it called? Sweet necklace. What's the sweet necklace for you?
Dolly beads.
No,
dolly beads. They're called dolly beads.
They're not called dolly beads. Maybe in 1945. What are they called? They're not the necklaces that you get. They're not called
candy
dolly
necklaces.
beads.
They're called dolly beads.
They're just called candy necklaces.
Well, no, because we don't call it candy.
Oh, fucking all right! And Churchill and won the war. Fuck off! Right.
Dolly beads.
So
it says dolly beads here on the Googles.
Okay, yes, we left Brexit so that we could call it dolly beads again because they made us change it to candy necklaces.
Worth it.
All right. Okay.
It.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, candy necklaces. Give 350 million dolly beads a week to the NHS.
Do you know when you get to the last few and you have to pull it tight and you have to bite them off like that and make sure the string doesn't bounce back at you? That's what it would be like. So you'd have to do that, but you'd have to sort of turn her so that you can get enough of it and then sort of pull it down round her. It'd be easier if she was on a sort of conveyor, like a spinning thing.
Lazy Susan.
Just go like Lazy Susan and just be like that. Yeah. Yeah.
Got to wait for it to come round again. Oh.
Yeah. Like the generation game for Fanny. But you have to, which is actually what Jim Davidson wanted, apparently. So
it's definitely what Bruce Forsyth called it.
Strictly whites, though. Then it's more disturbingly because now we are just talking about vagina at this point because you've taken the knickers off, right? So you want to turn this shit out. That's what I'm talking about.
Don't want to know. It went less sexy at this point.
Is she talking about knickers or vagina? That's what I'm confused. Because if it's knickers, it's like, okay, so you want to get them in your mouth, and which, to be honest, that's a step too far, even on the sort of stakes of it's sexy with a woman's underwear. Actually, sort of put it in your mouth like a washing machine and going, is a bit like, I don't know.
Put his out to dry.
Yeah, I don't know. He's
on the radiator.
Don't really like the thought of that. Like, tell what you had for lunch. I don't want that. You know what I mean? Like, that's the last thing I want.
Cuss again.
I don't. Yeah. No, thank you. But if it's vagina, turning it inside out is equally as vile, but also slightly sexy.
It always it's like them lines that men say that will denote just how much shagging they're going to be doing, and they always say, "Oh, I'm gonna fuck her guts up." That's one that I overheard. It's like, well, not from the vagina, you're not.
Yeah,
not from the vagina, you're not going to be. Do you know where the guts are?
Yeah, it's not really what you want, is it?
Are? Yeah. She's going to be prolapsed when I'm finished. No.
Yeah, it's one of them, isn't it? No, yeah. Why would you want that? Yeah, it'll be hanging out of her.
I don't understand why the whole people have got some weird fetishes. Fair enough, as long as you're not hurting anyone. But the fact that there's people and there's actually a porn category for prolapses, and it's like, oh, I'm going to come inside her, and then she's going to have a major medical emergency.
Is the fetish causing them to have a prolapse, or is the fetish fucking them while they have a prolapse?
Both. I think it's both. I think there's a mixture. I think there's
Oh
everything.
God.
But it's the sort of thing. No one has ever seen like a prolapsed anus on embarrassing bodies and gone, "Oh, here we go,
yeah.
going upstairs, mum."
Ugh.
You know.
This is what I mean about men being more depraved, because there's no woman out there that goes, "Oh, I've got a fetish for when they get all that gunk under the foreskin and pull it out." Like, do you know what I mean? It's not. That's not a thing, is it? So this is why men are depraved, because we have these fetishes. That's not a thing, is it? So yeah, it's just men, isn't it? What would you call it when it's you have a prolapse and it's there out, almost like a sort of like a bunch of like raw beef or something? Like what would you call it? Vagine. We go from vagina to vagine. I've got this lovely vagine. I'm gonna have it for Sunday lunch.
Yeah. Moroccan.
Vagine
by simmering in the slow cooker on low.
Vagine, my marks, is simply delicious. You should just say, I don't think she says it like this, but it's worth clarifying. She says, "You want to turn this shit out?" That's what I'm talking about. Because in a sort of Northern English man way, going, "I'm going to go turn the shit out, love. I'll see you in 20." There could be a very different connotation. If she's going, "Do you want to turn this shit out? Do you want to get it out on me? Get a rubber glove up there and pull it out." That's what I'm talking about. Because it's on the cusp. It's peeking out, so you could just yank it with one grab if you want. I don't think that's what she meant though, really. So then she says, she repeats it. So put them in your mouth, pull them all down south. You want to turn the shit out. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, don't labour the point. Don't belabor it. We know what you're talking about. Try it, bite it, lick it, spit it. Who do you think you are? It's like a more overtly sexual Spice Girl song, isn't it? Like, try it, bite it, lick it, spit it.
Show me how good you are.
I'm annoyed. When I took my very specific version of Bop It into schools and it said, try it, bite it, lick it, spit it, and you couldn't see what was inside it, and I kept it very close to my pants while I was showing it around, I got told to leave. So why is this allowed now in a popular song? That's what I'm wondering.
That was when your house burnt down, weren't it?
Hey. As long as they try it, bite it, lick it, or spit it, you can burn down any house of mine that you want. That's why I have so many houses. That's why I have so many shell houses. Can't find me. So try it, bite it, lick it, spit it. Is still underwear, or are we just all up in the vagina still now?
Right.
I don't really.
Because...
You wouldn't do that with underwear, would you? Because you wouldn't try it, or you might try it on, like ooh, or you might bite it, lick it. Again, not sure I want to do that. Spit it. Does that mean spit on it, or put it in and then go out?
I'll try both. See what response it elicits. See, 3 of the 4 of those would be fine if it was talking about the vagina. But bite, come on.
Yeah, because the only time I've had women's underwear pushed into my mouth that I've had to spit out was when that prostitute took all my money from me once I was handcuffed to the bed. So you got to be careful in Vegas. Yeah, I think she was talking about. Well, I think it all applies to the vagina, but bite it is a bit. But some people are probably into that. Good luck to them if they are. Yeah. But,
if any 2 women are into that, it's these 2 in this video.
I don't. Speaking from a sort of penis being the closest thing comparatively to a vagina, nerve-wise, I can't think of anything worse than someone biting. Yeah. But is it the? Or are we all up in there? Are we all up in the vagina? We're not just sauntering on the lawn anymore. We've moved in. We've shut the door behind us. The heating's on, and we're bedding down for the winter.
We've our tickets, and we've had security checks.
Yeah, we're in the arena now.
Gone through the big metal
the
scanners.
arena. Yeah, I was just in a house, but I forgot we have this actual arena that we've made this evening. Yeah, I don't know what she's going for there. It feels like the whole song's about underwear though, because the video donated underwear. So I assume we're still talking about underwear. So that means that she tried it, she bit it, she licked it, and she spit the underwear, which I guess is all sexual. I guess. Because also, pull it to the side and get all up in it. Well, okay. Well, pull it to the side is the underwear, but get all up in it can only really mean one scenario there. A quickie where you just might pull it to the side. Also, if this song, this remix Billie Eilish, there's a bit of lesbian undertone. Lesbians don't really get all up in there, do they? Unless they have a strap on. Does the tongue get all up in there? Or does the tongue sort of... In what? In what videos you've watched? Sorry, you were going to say?
Gentleman's special interest cinema.
Yes. You keep that next to your gentleman's relish, don't you?
But they've always got really long nails. They've always got like big horrible nails and they're going up in there.
Oh, the fingers, of course, yeah. Although the strap-on is a tool that is used by the lesbian community, so that's another thing that annoys me, isn't it? Oh, if they don't like vagina, if they don't like penis, why are they using one? What?
Like the feeling. That's why people do things.
It's like going the Chinese shouldn't be allowed to use knives and forks because they primarily use chopsticks. No, you must eat a steak with that as well. Wareham Postum might remix it. Postum? Like online or with like online on Facebook or with the Royal Mail? What's the
Either, because people are into that. I've never told you about the guy. So the guy I used to work with, and his girlfriend like used to sell like used pants online to like weird men. She made loads of money from it, but it just genuinely got to the stage where she was like, "Can't be asked doing this anymore. It feels like a bit demeaning." And he's like, "Whoa, well, I enjoy those 3 holidays a year that we get to go on off the back of it." Essentially,
please tell me
he
started making them.
No, well, that would have been the next step. But he basically, he went out and bought like a load of underwear in bulk, and he'd just go around wearing them for a day and then send them off. And he took over the enterprise.
What he should have done is he should have just saved photos of him wearing them all, and then when like a year had passed to summit and they'd masturbated to them on countless occasions, he should have just sent them the picture of him wearing them. She's wearing them. She's posting them. Why not? She knowing the youth of today, she's probably talking about on Instagram or something, though, isn't she? Send them to the Dare. Yeah, I think he's with it. Is the Dare a person? Imagine him. I'm imagining sort of whimsical, the Dare, like the sort of Riddler, but he's the Dare. Like he sits in his lair. He'd be like, "Do you dare?" And he'll pose different situations to you, and you have to pick the least bad one to bet on. And if he'll dare you to do stuff, and if you don't do it, you have to forfeit your life to him. You must complete my dare.
I'm trying to work out.
I mean, the reality of that is that would all be online, and he'd just be masturbating in his mum's spare room, probably. But,
usually.
Yeah.
So apparently, DARE is drug abuse resistance education, an anti-drug program with a seriously flawed reputation. At times, giving out misleading, inaccurate, or outright false information. That's the DARE, apparently.
So she wants to send her knickers to that organisation.
Drug liars.
Is that some kind of diss? Maybe, I don't know. I miss when popular hip hop songs had real disses in them that got people shot, rather than send my used panties to this organisation that's a bit dodgy. That'll show him. I think he's with it. He's with it. It's a very, very old phrase, isn't it? Do you think they mean it like that? Like, he's with it. Or is that another dig at the Dare? Like he's with the Dare or whatever.
Maybe the Dare is something else.
How is the Dare not an ITV game show hosted by Ben Shepherd at this point or something? That's going to happen eventually, isn't it? Then she says, guess, how much money I just took from this deal. Why is money changing hands now all of a sudden? What's the deal? I was under the impression that money would change hands in this scenario. You say that at the start. Get that out of the way at the start. That is strange. Because I find, considering the song has just been about taking off panties for sexual purposes, it's taken a turn to weird drug groups, deals with money, and the next line is, want to guess the password to my Google Drive? Not really. I don't really know. Why? I mean, we can if you want. You want to have a guess at a Google Drive password?
Charli XCX 1234.
I think it's XCX Charli 1. It's like no one will go for that.
I'd guess that in about half an hour, I think.
Because then she says, "You want to guess the address of the party I'm at?" Again, can't you just
us.
tell me? I'll be there for. How am I supposed to? Can you give me the general
I'm
area?
quite happy to work for it.
Can we at least narrow it down to one postcode area, at least, just to make it easier? Because really, this is a broad spectrum. I don't even know what country you're in.
What am I meant to do?
It's got very strange. It's got very you know what I think she's doing here, Nick? I think she's become a cock tease or a fanny tease for lesbians. I'm keeping it inclusive. I think she spent the whole song talking about getting the knickers off and being sexual, and then when it's got real, she's gone, "Well, you can come here if you can guess the Google Drive." And you've gone, "What?" Oh, unless she means that's where all the pictures are. The Google Drive. It's like, if you can get the password, welcome to the Holy Grail.
Well, let's hope there's not a big data breach all over again.
No, let's hope not. Or let's hope so. So you want to guess the address of the party I'm at? You found your iPhone on. So I'm coming to get you, baby. She's gone, "Oh, fuck." And then you want to guess if I'm serious about this song? Yeah, I'll guess you're not, to be honest, based off. Yeah.
I've also missed a little one that we should have touched on earlier. Charli likes boys, but she knows I'd hit it. Brackets, knows I'd hit it. I like that. Just does what
Oh,
it says in the
Charlie likes
tin,
boys,
not
but she
really.
knows I'd hit it. Oh, that's a Billie line then.
It is
a
a Billie
Billie
line,
line.
yeah.
Is there any other Billie lines that I missed?
Well, prior to that, she says, "I want to try it, bite it, lick it, spit it, pull it to the side and get all up
Oh,
in it. Kiss it, bite
one
it.
that we
Can
did
I
that.
fit it? Charlie likes boys, but
Ooh.
she knows I'd hit it. Charlie,
Can I fit
call me
it?
if you're with it." Yeah, I know. On my hand, like mittens.
Again, if a man said that, like to go back to what we were saying earlier about how if you twist it, it's seedy. Any of this song, like if you go, that was a man going to. You want to guess the color of my underwear? You want to know what I got going on down there? Ugh, is it pretty in pink or is it all see-through? You want to see my lower back tattoo? I got it when I was in the Navy. You want to put them in your mouth, pull them all down south. Try it, bite it, lick it, spit on it. If a man says pull it to the side and get all up in it, I'm assuming he means pull his bollocks to the side and get it up, finger up his arsehole.
Correct. That's what we do mean,
Good.
yes.
Yes, good that there. What you wear and
That's what I mean
post
when I
them?
say it.
I might remix
With
it in my own
earnings.
cum.
They'll never get there. Oh.
Yeah, very different connotations there.
If you've enjoyed the show, then please like, rate, review, and follow to help push us up the charts. Get in touch with us at any of the links in the episode description or email liquorandlyrics@gmail.com. Let's spin the wheel of mayhem.
Yeah. Well, next week, Nick, we're taking a trip back to the 90s.
Okay.
Everyone's got money, cocaine, and women.
Record deal, by the looks of it.
Freak Me by Another Level is the song that we're going back to the 90s with next week.
And if you forgive me for saying, I think we're going to hit another level with our analysis of that.
Can it get any better than tonight? We were
No.
poignant. We had it all tonight. Sex appeal.
We were allies tonight. We were allies. For them.
We were both allies and enemies interchangeably, and that confuses them, and no one can have a go at us. To be like, where do they stand? And that way you stay bulletproof.
That's true.
It's like when
That's
someone's
true.
shooting at you and you zigzag. Can't touch you.
Well, or apparently not. If Game of Thrones is anything to believe, just run straight on and get an arrow in your back and then wonder why.
Yeah, and it annoys me in anything when people are getting shot and they run in a straight line. It's like, don't run in a straight line. You're making it 10 times easier. My 3 rules in life, Nick, are don't talk to the police under any circumstances without a solicitor. Even if you go, well, I haven't done anything. Don't run in a straight line when you're being shot at and run in a zigzag.
Yep.
And third, if somebody's shot everyone in a room and he's going to leave, don't make it quite clear that you're still alive in the mass of bodies by trying to make a crawl out of it so that he can walk up and shoot you and kill you. Just stay still until he leaves and then call an ambulance. That would be my 3 rules.
Oddly personal.
That's my 3 rules for life, Nick.
Good. And we'll have mine next week. Right. Let's say goodbye to
They're
them
too
all.
deplorable for public consumption, aren't they? Okay,
They're
yes.
too deplorable for public consumption. We'll be back next week with another level of Freak Me.
Bye.
Bye.